It doesn't matter where you are, how you live, art can exist there, and that's the power of art. Sometimes if you're just too practical, you'll be held back. But if you just believe in what you want to do, people find a way. Hi, I'm Trickie Lopa, co-founder of Art Fair Philippines and Art in the Park. When I started really getting interested in art, I started an art blog called the Manila Art Blogger. At the time, nobody covered the art scene at all. The only people who would really know if there were any gallery shows happening or would know the artists would be a very select few. And I just thought, where do people like me, art addicts, go for information? And if we wanted to find out what artists were doing and what their shows were all about. So I started this art blog really for those aficionados, those who are interested like me. And I think because I did that, I did it regularly, I covered the exhibits that were on, I kind of developed a certain credibility in terms of my views on art, and artists started trusting me, and people would even say that because of that coverage of Manila art bloggers that they were interested to go out and see the gallery shows themselves. And of course, that kind of led to a bit of support of the art ecosystem. So because I was doing Art in the Park, that I realized, how come we don't hear much more about our artists and what they're doing? Art Fair came as a result of the success of Manila Art Blogger and Art in the Park. So it's very memorable because I just felt that maybe there are other people like me who like art and want to hear from our artists, and that's what I did. This is something we celebrate, right? Just look at what happened this past Arts Month. We had our art fair. We had another art fair happening at the same time, or roughly the same time. We had an auction happening. We had private exhibits from galleries and museums opening shows all within a 2-week period. The art fair itself got more than 20,000 visitors. I can speak for us, right? So just imagine all of that buzz and all of that energy, all focused on the visual art. So clearly it is something that the general public is interested in. I mean, why not capitalize on that? And why not push it? As part of my work with Vogue, I attended the resort collection of Chanel in Singapore. And they really said it right there and then. They are pushing culture as the way to communicate with their customers. So a lot of high fashion luxury brands are getting involved in art. There's always that collaboration with artists to get the message of the brand across. So obviously they see fashion and art as two sides of the same coin. There's very little government support. Seriously, I mean, for instance, the Singapore government practically subsidizes their art fairs. Here, it's not as established, I guess. A lot of the efforts, they really stem from the private sector. The question was really, what's the biggest hurdle for our creatives? That you really have to self-start. You depend a lot on private endeavors to push large-scale art projects. Well, it's understandable. Maybe there are other priorities in a country like ours. I mean, how many typhoons did we have last year? So while, yes, it's a big hurdle, you also weigh it against what the bigger need is. There are times throughout the history of organizing the art fair, pushing the art fair forward, that those we feel who should be stakeholders don't agree with our direction. I remember sitting down in January, speaking to Lisa and Linden and saying, let's go back to why we're doing this again. Why are we doing this? It's to widen the audience for the visual arts. We get 30% students coming to the art fair. And can you imagine, the art fair is 13 years old. You have a whole generation of kids who grew up with a cultural event, an art event, something we didn't have when we were growing up. So we go back to that. Sometimes people question our venue, why we use unconventional venues to showcase the art fair. Why don't we use a big, beautiful white cube? But then that's part of the reality of being in the visual arts in the Philippines. We have to do with what's available. And part of that is also telling those kids who come to see the art in the fair that, look at this, art grows anywhere. Art can speak to you from anywhere, whether it's an office building or a white cube gallery. It doesn't matter where you are, how you live, where you go to school, art can exist there, and that's the power of art. So we always go back to that. You have to be sustained by reality. I mean, the bottom line, what you can afford to push forward, and you have to sustain by your belief in your dreams also. Because sometimes you just have to have a mixture of the two to make things happen. Sometimes if you're just too practical, you'll be held back. But if you just believe in what you want to do, people find a way. You have to be open because you don't know everything, and you will get inspiration and ideas and feedback from the most unexpected sources from anyone in your company. So you have to be prepared to be curious and to be open to whatever is out there. You just have to power through. Try to improve yourself. Be interested in other things other than what your field is. And then just use that to move forward.